it.
888-67 normal.
You drive more
Go
pieces.
to www.mornl.org.
No, this should be fine. Okay.
You're listening to Normal's daily audio search.
Okay, and then I'm gonna say something, and then I'll go like that, and you just click play on Who Likes to Party when I tell you to.
So you're
Every
good?
weekday from 11 a.m.
Yeah.
to noon, WSU brings
Okay.
you Al Jazeera News
It's all
English
yours.
from Pacifica. Al Jazeera News English is a 60-minute award-winning world headline news magazine. WSU is committed to offering listeners an array of perspectives that are underrepresented or difficult to find elsewhere on the airwaves. So tune in for Al Jazeera English, weekdays from 11 to noon, here at 88.1 WSU Middletown.
Where is this disclaimer that I'm supposed to read right now? Hold on. The views expressed on this program are the views of the individual broadcaster and by no means reflect the view of Wesleyan University or the WESU management. This program may contain material not suitable for children or sensitive listeners. If you are offended by profanity, please tune out now. If you have questions about the WESU indecency and obscenity policy, you can contact our board of directors at 860-685-7703, or you can send an email to wesu@wesufm.org. You are listening to WESU Middletown 88.1 FM. This is the late night format where everything is made up and the points don't matter. That's right, the points are just like your opinion of iOS 7. It just doesn't matter. Hello and welcome to the late night format. I'm your host, Adi Slepack, and with me in the studio is one of the funniest and most talented guys I know, Mitchell Stone. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good, especially with that rousing endorsement that you just gave me.
Right? That was nice.
That was the nicest thing that you've said to me, probably ever.
I saved it for a public moment.
Yes, for all of our many listeners.
Yes. How do you feel knowing that a decent chunk of Connecticut can actually hear you right now?
Well, to all of the less than or equal to 100 people who will ever listen to this ever, I say thank you very much for humoring us. But myself, I feel quite well. And I am very happy to be here.
That is great. I
show.
normally try to comfort your anxieties by saying that it's just our friends listening, but last week I actually got a very nice phone call from a guy called Jack, who pointed out to me that people actually listen to this and semi-enjoy it, or fully enjoy it, according to him. So, hi Jack, and everyone who is not my friend. I am now alienating the other group of people.
Well, that's okay. We do have a friend whose name is Jack, so also hi to a friend named
but now
Jack.
we have to do specifics, and I don't really know who's listening right now, so...
Well, if you are listening, you know who you are.
Yeah,
We don't
you
know
do.
who you are, but you can tell us tomorrow.
Yeah, you do. Alright, so before we get into tonight's monologue, I just wanted to remind you that you can listen to this show at wesufm.org, or you can actually now watch on youtube.com/theCurliQtube. That's the word the, then curly with an I at the end, the letter Q, and then the word tube.
Tube.
Shows 1 and 2 are live on the webs right now, and this one will be also in a few days. So, shall we jump right in?
Yes, let's do that.
Alright, so as a television fanatic myself, this monologue is inevitably going to center on the Emmy Awards, which aired this past Sunday night. Quick highlights included Tina Fey winning for writing on 30 Rock, the beautiful dance number right before the choreography category was announced on prime time for the first time, and Michael Douglas referring to his Emmy success as a two-hander.
Well, I didn't manage to see the Emmys on account of not caring that much. But what exactly is a two-hander Emmy success?
He kind of tried to give credit to Matt Damon, who was also nominated, and he went on to say that he couldn't have done it without his other hand, and the audience is just like dying. Matt Damon is bright red. And then he goes on to offer him half of the trophy by saying, "So, do you want the bottom or the top?"
Wait, so Matt Damon's is Michael Douglas's other hand?
Yes. In this scenario, they were both in behind the candelabra, I think it was called. It was that Liberace.
Oh, that's right. I remembered this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was definitely a highlight. Of the
that is
night.
funny.
I'm sure it is all over the
That is
internet
funny.
in many different forms.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense now that I realize the context.
Yeah, I did know ahead of time that you did not watch the Emmys, so I'm going to bring it something that you can talk about.
Right,
I know
thank you for
you're
that.
a huge fan of Breaking Bad. How
As
do you
is,
feel?
I'm sure, everyone who watches Breaking Bad.
Probably.
Yeah.
And as my dad is too. As of recently, he just started watching it. He's like, I've never been as attached to a television show in my whole life. So how do you feel about it winning Best Drama?
Well, I think that's absolutely appropriate. I mean,
Finally.
right. Well, to be perfectly honest, I actually started watching the show just last year. I don't know why I put it off for so long. It's absolutely fantastic. And I honestly believe that there's really no show that plays as much with the form of television as Breaking Bad does. And I feel like Vince Gilligan is just a genius at his craft. And all of the acting on it is stellar as well. So I think it definitely deserved the win.
Yeah, that's definitely something that I'm gonna check out in the near future as my first like real drama show as well, because I'm a total comedy fan and like nothing else.
Oh, it's funny at
which
times.
is bad. I'm
If
sure.
you find meth funny, it's hilarious. Meth and
that's
sadness. If those things are hilarious, you'll love
If
it.
that's not funny, I don't know what is. Also, how do you feel about Cranston losing to Jeff Daniels of The Newsroom?
That makes no sense to me. I've seen both shows, and well, that's not entirely fair because I actually haven't seen season 2 of The Newsroom. I actually sat through the first 20 minutes of the first episode of season 2, but it was so atrociously. Well, that's not entirely fair. It was unwatchably terrible, I'd say. It was not pleasant. It was not a pleasant experience. And Jeff Daniels, honestly, his character is not nearly as compelling to watch as Bryan Cranston's. I honestly, it's kind of like watching something like a Republican written by a Democrat pretend to be both of them at the same time and just kind of yell a lot and
That
be
sounds like
angry.
a riot, though.
Yeah, well, it depends on
How
how
you
funny you
classify
think that
riot.
is. I don't know. I'm not entirely pleased with that. I would say I'm entirely displeased.
As most people did who watched the show with me the other night. One thing that I thought would be really fun to do would be to hand out some Emmys of my own, because these poor celebrities just don't have enough gratification.
Right.
So here we go, and I have a cool little drum roll on my phone. I'm gonna pull that up real quick. It's not there. No, just leave it. Sorry, this is Where did I put that thing?
I can pretend to drum roll.
That probably would have been better, but look at that. Oh, that's so embarrassing. Yep, you're gonna pretend to drum roll.
Oh,
All
that's
right.
worse.
So, the Emmy for Best Acceptance Speech goes to Merritt Weber, I think is how you pronounce it, for the endlessly beautiful speech she gave, which went as such. I gotta go. That's literally all she said.
That's pretty short.
She went up and was like, I gotta go.
They
and
still
left.
played her out. They still played her out. It was too long for
Hurry up.
the acceptance speech
Wrap it
people.
up.
Whoever's in charge of that decision. I'm probably not going to do any more drum rolls. I don't even know if anyone heard the last one,
Probably not.
so I apologize.
Sorry for having that not prepared. The Emmy for Best All-Around Person goes to Tony Hale for not only his acting accomplishments, but also for hilariously standing behind Julia Louis-Dreyfus as she accepted her award.
I think that guy he can't be in a situation where he's not hilarious.
I completely agree with you.
It's
He's
just the way he
perfect
looks.
in every way.
I know someone actually who looks kind of like him.
Really?
Yeah, and it's hilarious.
Just in general, a hilarious appearance. All right, and then the Emmy for Best Dressed goes undoubtedly to Kobe Smulders, who was literally smoldering on the carpet. I have no words other than damn. Literally. That's all I can say.
Well,
She
you
looked
did show me the picture,
amazing.
and it was great.
It was great.
It's pretty great.
Undoubtedly.
Do
Allison
you know
Hannigan
who she
there
was
too.
wearing?
Nope.
Neither do I.
Another thing that does not matter, just like the points on this show. The Emmy for Best Ben Affleck Impersonation goes to John Hamm's beard. And there's just no joke there because they literally had the same hairdo.
Yeah.
It was a direct copy.
Yeah, beards are in style now, I guess.
Yeah,
Which is
really,
good, because I get lazy.
very often. And then, last but not least, the Emmy for the best portrayal of an actor goes to Jim Parsons for beating Alec Baldwin yet again and getting away with actually being seen as an actor for this long.
I agree with that.
Yeah, that's mean, but it's true. Harsh.
Well,
truth.
when Jim Parsons hears this,
Yeah.
he'll be really upset.
I look forward to your letters, Jim Parsons. And on that incredibly snarky note, we've got to take a break. We've got a great show for you. Tally Hall will be air quotes performing later, so do not touch that dial. Oh, sorry about this. Hold on. I'm still learning.
It's fine. So,
I also played the same exact promos
So
as
we're
before.
WSU
We're off now. Now go to the next track, and it's just going to repeat through most of the show. Okay, this part should go better.
do you want me to play it when we come in?
Yeah.
Or just have it be playing?
Either way is
We can just have it be playing.
Okay. Oh, we're about to go back in.
Oh, God.
So tune in for Al Jazeera
Oh,
English.
I'd say
weekdays
hi.
from 11 to noon here at 88.1 WSU Middletown.
Okay, so
Welcome back to the late night format here on WESU Middletown, 88.1 FM. I'm your special guest co-host this evening, Mitchell Stone, here in the studio with Adise Slepack. And you've tuned in just in time for our segment about movies.
absolutely. Not only are we fans of television here, but we are also big movie fans here on the late night format. We've actually got 2 film majors sitting in the studio today. So you've tuned in just in time for us to chat. And we're going to talk about some movies, pop some popcorn, sit your butt in your seats. And this week's topic is the best sequels you've ever seen. Mitchell, want to kick us off?
Well, I think right off the bat, we're going to have to talk about sequels that are better than the original. So I think that the prototypical example here is Terminator 2. Just improves on the original in every way except for the character of John Connor, who is very annoying because it was in that stage of films where it was very popular to have this kind of like snarky adolescent / preteen teen character that would kind of just
does not even begin to explain that character.
Yeah, so I mean, he's annoying, and he's kind of the conduit that the audience can place themselves in and see the world from his eyes, because he's fairly innocent compared to his mother, who's like running with weapons runners in Mexico, and all the other characters are machines sent to kill him or protect him. So that's a spoiler alert. I'm sorry for anyone who hasn't seen Terminator 2 yet. There might be some slight spoilers for old movies, but I don't know. I feel like the rest of the film just kind of elaborated on concepts that had been brought up in the first, and all in all, just made for a better film.
I actually only saw the second movie, thanks to our film class. Yeah, and I did not see the first. I enjoyed the second as a movie on its own, which is interesting that it elaborated.
Yeah.
And that it could still be understood.
Yeah, well, I think that'll show you a lot about a movie if you watch the sequel without watching the previous movies. Mm-hmm. And you do that on purpose and not on accident. You know. Well, pretend you did it on purpose.
Yes.
And then, so that was great when you did that on purpose.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, do you have any particular movies that are hitting your fancy at the moment that you'd like to speak about?
I would like to say that I think that a lot of the times Disney, not recently, but in the past, has been pretty good with their sequels. I remember as a kid totally loving The Little Mermaid 2, which was the story of her daughter wanting to be a human instead of a mermaid.
I'm going to admit that I am not well versed in Disney animated film sequels.
That's okay. I feel like most people aren't.
Her daughter wants to be a mermaid.
She wants to be... Oh, yeah, she's a human and she wants to be a mermaid.
That's just the same thing in reverse, isn't it?
Right, but it was nice.
Okay.
My, 9-year-old memory is not serving me well.
That's great.
But
This is some good film analysis. This is what we're learning here.
Movies were good when I was 10.
I feel like that's true of every movie. I liked, Star Wars Episode 1 when I was that age.
And then you watched
it that's another example of a film where the sequel's better than the original.
Episode 5.
Episode 5 over Episode 4.
Yes. That was a lot more exciting. There is about 200% more lightsabers.
That's actually true. There's way more lightsaber. I know that some people don't like the ending of the film. It kind of ends with a cliffhanger. Who was it? Was it Will Wheaton, actually, who said that he felt like there was a cop-out? It wasn't actually ending the story. I don't remember if that's Will Wheaton or not. Sorry, Will, if we're misquoting you, and it was actually someone else. But there is something to be said about that. It very much does anticipate a sequel of its own. And, I don't know, Return of the Jedi is a bit of a letdown after Empire Strikes Back. Just because Empire Strikes Back is so fabulous.
Yeah, I can definitely say I saw the first one actually like 2 years ago for the first time, embarrassingly.
Oh, wow.
And I watched it, and I, just knowing so much about lightsabers and being so excited about that, I was just sitting there waiting, like, when is this going to happen?
Well, if you want more lightsabers, all you need to do is go and watch Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. There are like 800 lightsabers used to very poor effect. Yeah, don't watch it. If you have to, it's okay. If you just,
I'll go through them for the sake of going through them, and then go back to Episode 5 and watch all the lightsaber scenes. I actually, for work once, had to GIF C-3PO getting his, like, limb cut off. And I did not know the context at all.
That's hilarious.
Which was really great, because I only saw Episode 5 this summer.
Yeah.
I'm working through them real slow.
That's okay. That's okay. They're movies. They're not going anywhere. They're not really changing.
Yeah.
That
DVDs
much.
are pretty...
Yeah, they're
constant.
pretty
They don't go
constant.
anywhere.
I mean, they do degrade, but whatever. Well, we're not going to talk about digital storage media.
No.
On
Let's
this
keep talking
show.
about Disney sequels, because...
Disney sequels.
The Lion King 2 was quite strong, if you asked me. It was again
there was
about
also
their
a
children.
Lion King 1.5, right?
Okay, don't
How does
knock
that
it.
even work? I don't even understand. That's not a full sequel. Does it happen during the first one?
Yes. It's
Okay.
in between the first and the second one, and it's Timon and Pumbaa's individual story. More about Timon and his background, and then how he met Pumbaa, and then what they were doing while the...
You'll have to remind me which one is Timon and which... Pumbaa, he's the big one,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
The warthog.
Yeah, that makes sense, because Pumbaa, it sounds very rotund.
Yeah.
And Timon is, like, more sly. He's some kind of meerkat weasel creature? Is that right?
He's a meerkat, yeah.
Okay.
And it actually...
That's interesting, because meerkats are normally social creatures, so...
Yeah, and so...
It's weird that he doesn't have any family. Is that elaborated
yes,
on? Okay, I've got to see this movie now.
And he has
There's
like
just
a
an
whole
absentee
community.
father, right?
Yes, actually. I don't know.
Whoa.
Where's the father? I don't...
Wait, is he not the father?
Timon?
Timon is a child.
Timon is Timon. There's no, like, parent... well, I mean, his mom is there and she's super nice.
It's Disney. They don't need to have fathers.
Right, obviously. Because fathers
Unless
never
you're
play
in
important
sleeping,
roles
or not
in Disney movies.
Yeah, I can't even...
Mufasa.
And Beauty and the Beast. That's a big part of that. The father.
Really?
Have you not seen that movie?
I may have not seen Beauty and the Beast.
Well, that's just about the only one that I've actually seen.
Really?
Yeah, I don't remember. Well, I remember that I used to have this, what's the fish? The fish in The Little Mermaid? It's kind of like...
Flounder.
His name is Flounder. Oh my god. Well, I used to have a stuffed animal version of Flounder. I don't remember... Probably the same one, made by the same company. And I do not remember the movie at all. I just carried around this fish.
It's coming out on Blu-ray.
Okay, that's great. Because if there's one thing you need, it's a Blu-ray animated film.
It's remastered and
Oh,
everything.
what do they do when they remaster these?
They make it a lot sharper. Like, the commercial totally looked like almost a different movie.
That's great. That's like when you see those commercials that want you to buy the entire... Man, I just completely forgot her name. She did, animal crackers in my suit. Who is that?
Oh, Shirley
Temple. Yeah, it's like the entire Shirley Temple collection.
Commercials?
Oh, you can still hear them. You can still see them.
I haven't seen them in a while.
Yeah, when I was working this summer, I would get home and, I'd be back at around this time, or maybe a little earlier, a couple hours earlier. And I would see, on random channels, they would just play this Shirley Temple infomercial over and over and over again.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, it's insane. And, the thing about it is that you get them in both color and black and white. And they show you the difference. There's like, the scene playing.
The wipe.
And there's the wipe to show you the difference. And I don't see... normally that's like, see how dirty this tile was before, after, and then the wipe
Kaboom!
comes in. Yeah,
Billy
kaboom makes it
Mays.
clean. Yeah, and now it's like the Australian guy who fills in for Billy
He
Mays.
sucks.
I'm here to tell you about what Billy Mays did. Yeah, that's always sad. That just makes me sad.
Oh,
It doesn't
Billy
make me want to
Mays.
buy the product.
No, it just makes me miss
Yeah, but
him.
anyway, these Shirley Temple things, like it's supposed to show something better. So you'd think that you'd want the color, because I mean, color film is normally, if you have the option between a color film and a black and white film,
You choose color.
you would choose color. So I don't really see why. I mean, who's buying this? But old people who are probably gonna say,
Black
I
and white,
remember seeing it in black and white. I don't remember there being any.
It doesn't need color. Back in my day, we
yeah.
didn't have to have colors on our screens.
We didn't
enjoy.
even have a choice between black and white or color. We just.
We only had two colors on our television set: black and white.
Those are shades, Grandma.
Take that. All right, so we've got to move on. When we come back, Mitchell and I are going to play some improv games.
Ooh.
It's going to be embarrassing, so
Oh, it'll be great.
stick around. We'll be back in a flash.
WESU's annual record fair is coming up on Saturday.
That was okay.
really good.
Very
How about-
tangential.
And
That was
around
good.
the public, the fair will feature
It's always
Is it supposed
fun.
to be?
Yeah.
I just kind of started talking. I thought that if you wanted to
No,
go back,
totally.
you do it.
It's always better to just like speak naturally.
Do you want it to be the same song?
Yeah, just leave it on the same side.
Oh, mystery track.
Yeah, I knew that you'd be doing it, so I labeled it mystery track.
Contact the station events coordinator at events@wesufm.org.
Is this one longer?
I'm Tony Braxton. Nothing
No,
to wear?
it's short.
Wear
We have
red
15
and
seconds
white.
and then another
I've
15
gone
seconds.
there because heart disease is the #1 killer in women, and most women don't even know it. Make a statement. Go red for women. Call the American Heart Association at 1-888.
Hundreds of thousands of tigers used to roam Asia's farms.
This is really funny.
7,000 remain. Imagine, tigers could become extinct. Visit the 5 Tigers website or call 1-800-5-TIGERS.
Hey there! Welcome back to the late night format on WESU Middletown. I'm here with my good friend Mitchell. How are you feeling as the clock ticks towards 2:30 a.m.?
If only it was 12:30.
If only.
Well, I do feel. I feel like I wish there was some coffee here, but that's
Nope.
quite all right. I feel like we'll be reinvigorated by these improv games.
Yes. So that just answered my next question. It sounds like you are very ready.
I am very ready to do some improv.
I am terrified.
Yeah, I think it'll be great. We have some good suggestions that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
So I feel like it'll be interesting for all involved,
Yes.
namely us.
Mostly us. Before we get started, just in case we have a slip of the tongue, you want to read the WESU disclaimer.
Whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Well, we do want to remind everybody here that, or listening to us, that the views expressed on this program are the views of the individual broadcaster and by no means reflect the view of Wesleyan University or the WESU management. This program may contain material not suitable for children or sensitive listeners. If you are offended by profanity, please tune out now. If you have questions about the WESU indecency and obscenity policy, please contact our board of directors at 860-685-7703, or you can send an email to wesu@wesufm.org.
Beautiful. You did an
Thank you.
excellent job. All right, so let's start the show. Whose late night format is it anyway?
It's ours.
See what I did there? It is ours. Joke over. So let's kick off with a game called Questions Only. You want to tell them how it works?
Yeah, so this is a game where we're only allowed to ask each other questions.
It's difficult.
For as long as possible, basically. And every time we accidentally don't say a question, we have to come back in with a different accent. So if we keep doing worse and worse, we're going to come back in with worse and worse accents because we're probably going to use our good ones first.
Yeah, I have a very limited arsenal of accents.
Yeah, and I'm not feeling it so much right now, but that'll make it exciting. Oh, we don't need those yet.
Yeah, we do. We need a prompt
Oh,
to
that's
start
right.
out with.
That makes
I have a
sense.
bag of scenes.
Don't listen to what
which
I
the
say.
YouTube viewers can see at home. And I'm going to pick one out, and that's what we're going to start off with. Now, this doesn't have to be a constant prompt throughout the thing.
Yeah,
but it's just a nice
if we
starting
come
point.
back in, we can pick out a new one,
Yeah.
perhaps.
Alrighty then. So, Mitchell is Super Mario looking for a new job, and D is a career counselor trying to determine his marketable skills.
So I already get to come in with an accent. That's great.
Absolutely. Alright. So, let's get started.
Let me look at that one more time. Wow. Yeah, no, Mario's had a lot of jobs in his day.
Plumbing
Plumbing, ridding the Mushroom Kingdom of Koopa infestation, tennis, golf,
right.
basketball,
I didn't even think about
soccer,
This is going to be a very
Parties.
easy career counseling meeting. All
go-karting, I don't know. There's cleaning an island of defilement, saving galaxies. He's done a lot.
Yeah.
He really gets it going.
I think he could retire.
I think, yeah. Well, we won't let him do that,
No.
though.
Alright,
All
so...
right, speaking of Mario, I guess I am Mario. So
Yeah.
again, this is questions only. Every time we mess up, we need a new accent. Probably we'll pick a new prompt.
I don't think we will.
Nah, probably not then. I'll just have to be Mario with different accents if I mess
Well,
up. So
like
I
later
better
you
not.
won't be Mario anymore. Like the minute I mess up, like you're not Mario anymore.
Right, that makes sense.
I'm
So
already assuming that
when
I'm
we mess
messing
up,
up
we're
first.
going to come in with a different scene, and we'll talk about that then.
Alright, so let's get going. And you're going to
Let's
start...
go.
Perfect. And...
You got to help me. Oh, I already messed up. Let's restart.
Alright, I'll start.
Yeah.
How can I help you?
What do you got for me?
Do you need a job?
Do you have one?
What are your skills?
Does the plumbing count?
Have you unclogged the toilet?
Have you clogged one recently?
Isn't that personal?
Aren't you a little forward with me?
Aren't you a little backwards with me?
Aren't we getting off topic?
Yes.
That one was a trick. You can't really answer a question that way.
Alright.
Yeah, well, you know what? I already messed up the very first line. That was great.
We
That
can,
shows
we can
everyone
keep going. I'll
I'm
come
a
in with a new
professional.
voice now.
Yeah, let's do it.
Ready? Luke?
Dad?
How did you find out?
Are you my father?
Did you just ruin the movie? That just sounds like a lot of snorting.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I did ruin the movie. Sorry again. I guess our PSA from earlier about spoiling movies from 30 years ago is still in effect.
Alright, if you don't know that one, then get on the internet quick.
Or get off the internet quick. Yeah.
Read a book.
Okay, I'll come in with one now. Where are you going?
Why are you asking?
Wouldn't I want to know where you're going?
Who are you?
Who am I not?
Are you an existentialist?
Aren't we all existentialists?
Isn't that a cop-out?
Aren't you going to keep on asking more questions?
How do you know that?
Didn't we have this plan from the start?
Are we still doing a bit?
Are you trying to get me to not say a question?
Maybe.
There we go! Well, I'm not even keeping score because the points don't matter.
Nope. They don't.
Especially not for that game.
Yeah. Should we try the next one?
We should!
Alright, the next game we've got planned is called 90-Second Alphabet.
Alphabet.
Oh my gosh, we're going into Hebrew now.
Yeah,
let's not do
I
that.
just
That's
realized
gonna be
that I
really
didn't
difficult.
come in with a different accent for that last one, but
Yeah,
that's
that's
okay,
okay.
because
had
we
enough
weren't
trouble
doing
with
very
that.
well either.
As it was.
Anyway, yeah.
Alright, so... Oh, want to know what's unfortunate? You can't do seconds on your phone, on your iPhone. Like as a timer.
Well, we can do
I'll
1
do a
minute and a
stopwatch.
bit alphabet.
A stopwatch. Alright, so the goal is we have to do a scene and go through the entire alphabet in 90 seconds. So each line has to start with the next letter of the alphabet. All right. To pick the first letter, I'm gonna kind of like spin around
Yeah, it's good.
and
It's good.
just
For all-
point at a random number.
you
I
can't
mean
really see
letter.
it.
I know the alphabet. C.
It's C.
So we're starting with C. And the scene we're gonna be doing is coming from the bag. All right.
Ooh.
A D is a vegetarian and accidentally takes a bite out of what she thinks is a cheeseburger, but finds it's not. Plot twist: it's Mitchell's foot.
What? Who wrote this one? What am I in this? I'm just someone whose foot gets eaten.
I guess you're an amputee, but we can't plan that because it's improv.
Oh, well, we can't do that now, or else everyone will say that it's a cop-out. So we can't do an amputee. You'll just
We'll just start going and see what happens.
yeah, maybe it won't be that after all.
All right.
Maybe we don't know. And
So-
we start with C.
Yeah. Do you want me to start?
Sure, go ahead.
All right. Home cheeseburgers, right?
Delicious, I know.
Excellent cuisine for every day of the week.
Fancy letting me have a bite?
Go ahead.
Zesty.
Isn't that an enjoyable taste?
Just so I'm clear, you're certain this is a cheeseburger?
Kevin, come on.
Look, I know that it's not the not really a question you'd think I'd have to ask, but I do have to ask it.
Might you be more specific?
Not necessarily. It just doesn't taste exactly right.
Occasionally, my taste buds make certain things taste like other things, so that is very possible.
Possible perchance, but I prefer not to chance it.
Quiet. What is the problem here?
Really, if you must know, I think that we might be eating my foot.
Shut up.
That's the truth.
You... Ranium.
A very fine element.
Why has this happened to me? It's been way past 90 seconds.
It has.
We failed.
Yeah, we did fail. Also, we got to X, so I was about to say something about xylophones and their relation to...
That is the go-to word.
Yeah,
for
I
X.
don't actually know what else you could say. Xenophobia is something I am experiencing.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's not good.
See what I did there?
Oh, wow. Zounds.
Absolutely amazing.
Zounds. All right.
Bow wow. All right.
Bow wow.
We did it.
We
Yay.
quote unquote did it.
Oh man. All right. The next thing we have planned is every other line, and I forgot to bring a book.
I did too.
Woo. All right. Let's see if we can find something in the studio.
That's okay. I'm
I'll
sure we
explain the game
can.
in the meantime.
Here we go.
Every other line is where we perform a scene, yet one person cannot speak of their own volition. They must speak from a book and take the lines from something else. So one of us will be able to talk
I feel like
freely,
this will be great.
and the other one
The other one is going to be reading a packet called WESU 88.1 FM manual.
in case
so,
you forgot what you were listening to.
Right, so that's great. So I will be...
Are you going to be bound?
I will be bound to the book.
For text. All right.
So I will just...
Yep.
Any line that I feel
Yeah,
fits.
just start from anywhere, wherever you opened it.
Right.
And now we've got another scene. Here it is. Mitchell, you are a formerly famous French violinist who fell on hard times and now needs to make a living by going house to house teaching music lessons, and you are, and I am, his struggling violin student who continually frustrates him.
This will be really interesting talking about the history of WESU.
Yeah. So I'll get started as your frustrated student, and I'm gonna clap so you know when the scene starts. I really hate the violin.
Now the following is anecdotal, but I feel it captures the attitude of the station fairly well.
Yeah, you've told me a lot of stories about your youth and everything, but that's really not making playing the violin any interesting.
The 80s and 90s were a time of great freedom on WESU.
WESU, is that your hometown?
We, they broadcast
Oh, no.
high school football games, and the news department covers Middletown mayoral elections.
Yeah, I'm sure it did, but you know, dude, like, you're really old-fashioned for me, and you're not making this violining experience. I'm only doing this because my parents want me to have extracurriculars for college, and I'm just not having this. And your stories are really boring.
After 10 years of operation like this, WES decided to have their transmitter maintained.
Whoop-de-freaking-do. I really don't get what you're doing, old man.
Paying mostly out of pocket.
Oh, so you did this yourself? What are you paying out of pocket for?
This antenna was located on the top of the Wesleyan Science Building, connected to the station by wires, running through the maintenance
Hey, what's a
tunnels.
Wesleyan? No, that has nothing to do with violin playing.
More people than ever were free to be a part of WESU. And there were fewer restrictions on the kind of shows they could produce.
Okay, are you having a stroke or something? Like, I don't really understand what's going on. My lesson's about to be over, and, these stories are just not doing it for me. Could you, alright.
Soon after the anecdotal story above, the station switched to more powerful broadcast.
I need to use more power, I think, to kick you out of here. I don't really can you not? Talk about WESU? Like, this is not interesting to me. Don't cry. I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. Okay, if you really must, keep telling me stories, but never come back here again. I don't want to learn violin ever again. Nodding is great for radio, Mitchell.
It's great. I feel like that's the issue with that is when you have something that is only about 2 pages long, it really limits what you can say, you know?
I think the point is that it's supposed to limit what you say.
But maybe not that much, because if you had an entire book, I feel like it wouldn't.
I think you're just supposed to
wouldn't
find
do
a
that.
passage and just read it line by line. And it's supposed to make absolutely no sense.
Well,
And
I
the
feel
other
like we
person-
definitely succeeded on that front.
Yeah, I just kept calling you irritating. That
Yeah.
was quality improv.
Quality improvisation.
Alright. Want to tell them about our next game, Mitchell?
Yeah, our next game is the backwards scene.
This is gonna go wonderfully.
This is basically we're going to just play out a scene. We're gonna pick a scene from our bag, our scene bag, and here's our scene bag for all of you YouTube watchers. For all of you listeners right now, I do apologize, but you can check that out on YouTube later on.
YouTube.com/theCurliQtube.
YouTube. It's so good. Anyway, basically, we're going to act out this scene based on the scene that we pick out of the bag, and then once that scene is over, we are going to do the entire scene in reverse. Hopefully doing as much as we can remember, maybe even line for line.
We'll see how that goes.
We'll see just how well this goes, but you know, this is going to be some exciting stuff, so let's give it a go.
You want to pick the scene this time? I'm
Yeah,
gonna
let's
doing
do
lots
it.
Of the
I
drawing.
will tell everybody what we are going to be doing. I'm going to be picking a nice big one. D is a pretentious hipster defending the ironic merit of Miley Cyrus. Mitchell is her
God.
confused father. That works pretty well. That's pretty much how this works.
What are you saying? Right here.
You are a pretentious hipster talking about the ironic merits of Miley
I
Cyrus.
am wearing
and
a
I just-
denim jacket,
You are.
so
That's true.
that helps. It kind of looks like that says Panther, if she spelled Panther wrong.
Who wrote this?
Haley. Hi, Haley.
Hi, Haley. She wrote in all caps.
Yep.
I guess so it would be very clear.
Yeah.
It's very clear. Thank
Very
you.
clear. All right, so I'm going to set the timer. You're going to start because I'm preoccupied with the timer. And are you ready? Steady. Go.
Well, Samantha, I just don't understand. You know, I've been listening to this wrecking ball or this, you know, we can't party all night if we want to, and I just don't understand. It's like it's hurting my ears. It makes me feel uncomfortable. Your mother, she made me turn it off. She threatened to kick me out of the house, so I had to go listen to it at a Denny's. It's just, it's not something that I like. So please tell me why you play it incessantly whenever we're trying to get work done.
All right, Dad. I mean, you're obviously very old school, and Mom too, and I'm sorry that she just does not grasp Miss Cyrus's genius. But this song is really, both songs actually are just really about letting go of the constraints that people like you, the man, put on us.
That's always a great way to go in these arguments that we have, because, you know, you seem to think that I didn't have a rebellion when I was your age.
No, I know that you had rebellion, so I'm surprised
I had all
that
sorts
you don't
of. I was when I was
understand.
your age. It was, you know, it was the mid-90s.
Great, tell me more about the mid-90s.
The mid-90s.
I know all about the mid-90s. I wear plaid.
You wear plaid, so you think you understand the mid-90s. You don't understand the mid-90s.
I understand.
One iota. Let me tell you, we had some terrible stuff then. We had, grunge was getting kind of big, so that's something. And at the same time, we had Nirvana, so that's also grunge.
If ethnomusically you compare these two movements, they have the same issues with allowing teens to rise up from social constraints. And I just think that you
Yeah,
need
but
to
do you have to rise up from social constraints while naked on a wrecking ball? I don't understand.
Absolutely.
I mean, I saw that
And
video.
that is time.
That's some good sound. I was going to tell another joke,
Oh,
but
yeah.
we can't now, so we'll never know.
All right, so now we have to do that backwards.
Whoa! Let me do that
Plot
face
twist.
again for the YouTubers. There you go.
It's a look of surprise.
It was shock. I had forgotten what was happening.
All right,
I-
so shall we just try it to the best of our abilities?
Yeah, let's just go for it.
All right.
I don't remember what I was talking about at all now.
All right,
That's all right.
are you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
I don't understand.
Absolutely.
I don't understand why you have to be naked on a wrecking ball, you know, going back and forth, up and down. Terrible.
I think if you compare the two movements ethnomusically, then you can see that it's the same teens rising up against social things on a wrecking ball.
Well, you know, we had Nirvana, which was also grunge, and then also we had grunge, and it was just, you know, it was a very in the mid-90s when I was your age, you know, it was
I
it was
understand
a tough
the
time.
90s. I wear plaid.
Well, listen, this is always something that you try and do in our arguments. You try and say that I don't understand, and that I'm, you know, that I just don't understand. But I do understand. You know, I was
I know
your
that
age
you
once.
understand, which is why I expect that you and Mom will be cooler about this.
Okay, I showed this video, and I was listening to this song, right? And it was horrifying to her. She threw me out of the house. I had to listen to it in a Denny's. Do you know how embarrassing that is for, you know, a 40-year-old man / however old I am if I was your age in the mid-90s, and to listen to Miley Cyrus or Cyrus in a Denny's, you know, it was her wrecking balls or whatever they have.
I
you
really
know.
think that you need to step back and appreciate her genius in creating these metaphors that present me fighting against the man like you.
Well, you know, I'm just curious about how you can possibly explain this Miley Cyrus and wrecking ball, and we can party like it's today, tomorrow, yesterday, or whatever it is. And I think that's where we came in.
Great job. That went pretty well.
That went okay. We had a scene that time.
Yeah.
We'll work on the humor for our next one.
That was a very hard-hitting discussion, I feel like.
Yeah. Well, we'll see as we go on forward. Do you want to explain this next one?
Sure. This next game, which will possibly be our last game because we're a little
That makes sense.
short for time, is called Whose Line? Take it straight from Whose Line Is It Anyway, as most of these games are. And we had our friends write some lines for us on pieces of paper, and we're just going to grab some from a separate bag that we have and stick them in our pockets and not look at them.
Don't take the big one because it is just a drawing of a turd. So how many should we take, do you think?
Just take a handful. It doesn't really matter.
You got the turd.
And stick
So at
them
some
in our
point-
pockets. We're sitting, so we're just going to hold them in
I'm
our
gonna,
hands.
yeah, that's...
Or I'm just going to dump them on the table.
Okay, and how often do we have to take these?
And whenever it fits into the scene. So let's
Okay,
do like...
and do you want to start with a scene suggestion?
Yeah, let's reach into our magic bag.
So just gesture at me if you want me to pick a... Or if it feels right.
All right.
It's been a while
totally up to you.
before the line has been said.
All right. Oh no.
Should I say this one?
Sure. Read the. This is.
Mitchell is a pilot who shows up to work drunk, which is something you should never do, especially if you're going to be operating heavy machinery
Flying machinery.
and commercial vehicles. And a D is his frantic co-pilot who has to convince him that he is not fit to fly and things quickly escalate. So this is actually perfect because it's a moral.
Mm-hmm.
So it's great.
He's gonna go great. All right. So I'm gonna put 3 minutes on the clock just for like a good
Okay.
time
And
measurement.
we should start with one. I'm going to start with this.
All right. Yeah, go for it.
Sure, we can try.
All right. So let's do it. Ready? And go.
Have you heard Justin Timberlake's new album? Because that's all I'm thinking about right now. I mean, I know that we should be going through like the pre-flight safety checks, but I'm just, Justin Timberlake, such a talented guy, right? We should play him over the loudspeakers.
I mean, as fabulous as he looks in a suit and tie, I mean, this usually is not the demeanor that you come into work with.
Yeah.
Usually,
Yeah, I last night kind of crept on. I didn't want it to end, so last night became this morning.
dude, are you drunk?
Yeah, that's a very tricky statement to ask someone who is legally required to answer affirmative based on blood alcohol content.
See, you're so drunk that you just affirmed that you are drunk.
I am so ready to fly.
No.
That's what I am.
Absolutely not.
I
will
am
not
so
be having
ready to
this
fly.
on my aircraft.
We should just get some
Listen,
stewardesses in here.
All right, you need to
just
calm
unlock
down.
the doors. I know they're supposed to be locked during the flight because, post 9/11. But we're just going to leave them open and let
right.
kids see the cockpit because that's what they want to do.
No,
that's what
you
I
need to
was a
calm
kid.
down and listen to these words of advice. My mentor pilot told me that you should always, my shoes are stuck to the ground. You need to always act as if your shoes are glued to the ground.
Well,
When you're in the cockpit,
was your
lock,
mentor
close.
a pilot? Because if your shoes are glued to the ground, you're not going to fly very high now, are you? I keep my shoes free from the ground at all times.
No. Oh, okay.
And
I
if I'm
see what
not
you-
up in the air, I am
see what
flat
you did
on
there.
my
You're
back.
a more coherent drunk than I expected.
Oh,
However,
I am so ready. See, I'm ready to do this.
However, you need to take this advice. You need to eagerly await the day when science will let you have toast in the bathtub. Go home, contemplate these questions, and
Okay, listen. Okay.
I'm not letting you fly.
No,
this
no, 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 no.
aircraft.
This has given me a really good insight because not only did I learn about the game, but I also learned about myself. And I've learned that I am a fantastic drunk. Like, look at this. I can just, woo!
No,
I can,
no.
it's amazing exactly what
You're
I'm
gonna
doing
break
right now.
something in here.
It's all these dials and levers and switches. I mean, I've never even used half of these, maybe 3/4. Maybe even any of them. I just normally let you do that sort
Okay,
of thing.
yeah, I personally do not feel comfortable having you inebriated as we are making this flight to the Congo.
Who
It's
are
a
you
very
again?
Me?
Who are you again?
Come on.
I've forgotten entirely.
You are drunk. Go home.
The sky is my home! I need to go back to the sky! Don't you
Alright.
understand?
Alright, listen. My grandma, she always told me that when dealing with drunk people, I'll have what she's having.
Okay, you know what? You're not being very respectful right now. You need to talk
I'm
to
not
me.
being
You need to
respectful.
talk to me like I'm your mother.
And scene. That was
Not much resolution, but
No.
it was pretty good.
the next
Pretty well.
What? All right. I was gonna see what the next one is, but it made no sense whatsoever.
I can tell you what my next one was.
What's the next one?
My next one was I want you to call me Pamela, which was so bad that I didn't get that during. And then we also had I would cut my hair, but then I'd feel obligated to cut my toenails. These are some great lines. Thank you guys who brought lines in.
You know who you are.
That was amazing.
All right. So we are just about done with this segment. Thank you so much for doing that with me. That was fun.
Yeah, and the nice thing is that I feel like it increased in quality as we went on.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I'm glad we ended with that last one.
Yeah, that was our best so far.
Yeah. So I hope that everybody out there enjoyed what we just did for you guys.
Yeah.
I know I certainly enjoyed it.
All right, so we're going to take a super quick break, and then we have some Tally Hall ready to play for you. I mean that they are playing live themselves.
It's from their quote-unquote new album. That is not their old album, their new album.
Wow, that is great.
Yeah, I've forgotten the name of their album.
Good and Evil.
Good and Evil.
One upped. All right, so we're going to take a very quick, like 20-second break, and we'll be back with some Tally Hall.
Sounds good.
See you in a little bit. All right. All right, so
turn this off.
So cue up the Tally Hall with and then make sure it's not repeating because we're just gonna have to go and
How do I?
double click. All right, and then
How do I unloop?
oh, and we are back. We've got some Tally Hall ready to play for you. Mitchell, you want to say a little bit about the band before we get going?
Yeah, I actually I don't know that much about the band. I actually just know that they make some fun music, and some of the songs that we're listening to right now, or will be, are at least the YouTube comments. At least one person said that if these songs had been in the 1970s, then they would have been timeless classics. However, they were released in 2011, so they are not timeless classics. Instead, they are underplayed, so we are going to play them.
All right, so let us get right to it.
Yes.
And play some Tally Hall.
Sounds good to me.
It should be going any minute now. There it is. All right, so now we have some
How do I
showtime.
make it not repeat?
Just click the corner where it says down. The blue. There's like a bright blue one.
This won't stop it, will it?
No. No, click it.
Okay, that'll go into Fate of
Yeah.
the Stars after this. The song is cool.
Hey.
It's so
How
funny
is it
listening to you guys and both.
Do we still have
Yeah.
the 7-second delay?
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah, why wouldn't we?
Because, I don't know, Willie had to turn it on.
I don't think he managed to do it.
Oh, right. The song is cool.
Yeah, I like it. So just clean up because it's going to be a quick change
Yeah.
since we are running.
Do we say
over.
anything more? Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to do a quick goodbye.
Ooh, that...
We may have to talk a little bit over the second song because I don't want to cut into his
That's
show.
okay, the end of it is pretty slow.
Alright.
Actually, it's not that slow.
So I'm just getting everything ready to like pull out of here.
John.
Yeah, that was a good.
Yeah, sorry about questions only in 90-second alphabet.
Honestly,
but then it
that
got
was not-
and every other line. Oh my god, every other line killed me because we didn't have books. We
Yeah,
totally
I'm so
forgot.
sorry. I had it in my head like I need to bring Bossy Pants. I need to, and I just
I
dropped the
because I
ball.
was watching Louis.
we both dropped the ball on that one. That's okay. But the last couple went really well, I thought.
Wow, the 3 to 4 slots, brutal.
Yeah. Cute. A lot of shit. Perfect. Okay.
In between the songs, can I say like what the name of the song was? Or no?
Oh yeah, you should have done that. Alright, oh, in between?
Yeah. Or I can do it after.
Yeah, when it's done. Let's do it.
Is it loud enough?
I think so. Oh, maybe not. Good catch. Yeah, I really need to work on the tech stuff. There's a show called Uncle Dad. Is this the second song already?
Oh, the next one's like 6 minutes. We can instead do haiku. Should I switch it?
No.
Okay. This one's like
We'll just.
6, 7.
Alright, so we'll inside a little bit of it and we'll talk over it. We'll let it keep going as we talk.
I could have done it. But the song is so cool. This is the song where I love this.
This is very Bohemian Rhapsody-esque.
It's actually, yeah, it's like very Beach Boys, Yellow.
So, we should probably dim it and head out so that they're not going too late. Sorry that it...
So we're gonna go out on this.
I forgot
Okay,
the...
that's fine.
Okay.
Can we,
Alright, we're gonna come in now. Ready?
yeah.
Alright, so we're gonna have to cut it a little short because we are running a tiny bit over. That's our show for tonight. Thank you so much, Mitchell, for braving the night with me
Yeah,
tonight.
just right before we go off, I'd like to say the first song that we did here is called And. The one we're listening to right now is called Fate of the Stars. So as it plays us out. And just beautiful songs, I think.
Yeah, it's super nice. Special thanks to Liz, Johnny, Nicole, Jason, Haley, and Gabe for contributing some selections for suggestions for our improv game.
Yeah,
Thanks,
no thank you, Daniel.
Daniel.
No thanks.
Thanks again to Tally Hall for making music.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed the show, you can tune in next week. Listen on WESUFM.org, or you can watch on YouTube.com/theCurliQtube. Got anything to tell the people before we head off to Dreamland?
Kirby's Return to Dreamland, great game.
Well said. Alright, so good night, everyone. Stay tuned for Call It Anything, coming right up on WESU.
Talk of the Nation from National Public Radio, broadcasting each and every
Missed the
weekday
joke.
from 3
Alright.
to 4 p.m.
The owl
right here on
joke.
88.1.
Oh, yeah.
WESU Middletown.
I was hoping no one caught that and I could get away with not doing it. I'll have to do it.